guys, what's up? Welcome back to my channel. If it's your first time here, my name is Shannon. Thanks so much for stopping by. I hope by the end of the video you might consider subscribing and ringing the notification bell. I'd love to see you here next time. And of course, for my longtime subscribers, I love you guys so much. Thank you for being here yet again. This is my high-end drugstore blush collection. It's a continuation on in my collection series. And so without further ado, we're gonna dive right in. I'm gonna go ahead and start with the blushes that are in my palettes, or my larger palette sort of blushes, and then we'll work into individual. So the first one I have is from Pure. This is a recent launch from Pure. You guys, these blushes are so beautiful. This one here is different. I don't have anything quite like this. Now these look really, really wild in the pan, and they are very, very pigmented. I do recommend going in with a light hand when it comes to these because they are very, very punchy, but my, are they beautiful. Honestly, this palette is one of my favorite palettes, like face blush sort of palettes that I own. Look at this blush, you guys. I know that that looks like it would be too much on my complexion, but if you go in with the lightest hand, it is so beautiful. They all sort of have a sheen, which I love. It just makes your skin look so beautiful. And like this berry, oh, you guys, it's worth every penny. The pans are huge, and then you can also pop them out, which is super cool. So you can just take, you know, if you only want to take one shade, they're super easy to pop out. They're magnetic. Watch, it's not gonna do it for me. I don't want to dig my nail in there. The magnet's strong, but yeah, you can, well, I had it, there we go. So you can easily pop the pan out, put it into a separate Z palette if you don't feel like traveling with this whole thing. You guys, this is totally worth the money. I highly recommend it. Go to your local Ulta, swatch it out, see what you think. But yeah, Pure really impressed me with this one. The next thing I have is the Benefit Cheek Parade palette. And in here I have 3 blushes. I have Rockateur, I have California, and Dandelion. Now the Benefit blushes are some of my favorites, quite honestly. I would say my favorite in this whole palette is definitely Rockateur. If you've never swatched out Rockateur, I highly recommend that you go in store and swatch it out. Some people say that the formula of these palettes is not the same as the individuals. Honestly, I personally love the palette. I love this little guy. I use it quite often. Now these are going to be subtle. They're not super duper pigmented like the Pure one, but I kind of like that because there, you know, there's days that you want something subtle, you know. I've also had this for a little over a year now, and there's something about the way that Benefit products smell. I swear, if they bottle Benefit, if you ever watch this video, which I highly doubt you will, but if you do, if you would just make a fragrance, I would buy it. Definitely, hands down, 100%. Now they do currently have one of these available. It's a little bit different than this one, but I think this is a great value, and I've really been happy with mine. So if you see it in your local Ulta, swatch it out, see how you feel about it. I'm not sure if Sephora carries these. I'm not sure, but either way, swatch it out, see what you think. I know they're a little pricey, but it's worth it. In my opinion, it's worth it. And Rockateur, I love Rockateur. I love Dandelion too, but I really, really love Rockateur. The next one is from Anastacio, and it is the blush kit. I did find this at my local TJ Maxx, so maybe keep your eyes out. I think this is absolutely beautiful. The formula, these are so soft, so pigmented, you guys, and they're beautiful. I think this was the Radiant one. I don't know if it's still available anymore. I don't think it is. But I love the shades in here. I mean, I love these palettes where you get 4 different options in one place. You know what I mean? And I think Anastasia, they just do it right. For me, they always seem to do it right. They blend beautifully. They're pigmented. They last on the skin, and the shades, I think they're stunning. And I also think that you get quite the variety for different skin tones. You know what I mean? I feel like this reaches out to a lot of people. I know they made a dark version as well, or one for deeper complexions, but I think this could go both ways, to be honest. And then I do have the Urban Decay Jean-Michel Basquiat little palette. Probably butchered that. These two blushes in here, you guys, I don't know why I don't reach for them more often. They're beautiful. They're super pigmented. They're buttery. They feel super creamy. And quite honestly, this berry tone, I live for a berry tone like that. They kind of remind me of the Anastasia blush formula. I know this is no longer available, so I'm not going to spend a lot of time talking about it, but if you happen to see it somewhere, like on Haute Look or something like that, I mean, I would recommend this palette. I don't know why I don't reach for it, because everything in here is beautiful. The bronzer's a little too deep, but I mean, that aside, I've been really impressed with it. All right, so the Becca Sun Chaser palette. The shade in this is Apricot Blossom. Again, another beautiful blush from Becca. I mean, are we surprised? Not really. They're beautiful. They're creamy. They are just the right amount of pigmented. I don't know why. Another one. I don't know why I don't reach for it. I find that I seem to reach for my singles more than my palettes, and I don't know why. I don't know why that is. The next one is the Becca Après-Ski Glow Kit, and the blush in here is in the shade Winter Berry. This is gorge. Super pretty. Super duper pretty. Yes, love it. I love this palette. I'm not going to go into great detail on all of these. You guys know Becca in general. I just did my Becca brand overview. Check it out if you're curious. But yeah, and then this was the Chrissy Teigen palette. That's the blush in there. It's very bright. This was the one that I probably would have passed on if I could do it over, just because I feel like this is better for deeper complexions. But look at these blushes. They're beautiful. Beautiful. They glide on like butter. Oh, they're so good. And that is it for like my palette blushes. And then we're gonna move into singles. So I'm gonna talk about these ones first because I have a lot of them. Obviously, I like them. All right, so we're gonna talk about the Laura Geller blushes. You guys know I love Laura Geller. If you've been around here for any amount of time, you know that I love Laura Geller. I feel like she's such an underrated brand. I'm gonna do a brand overview on her coming up because I feel like she doesn't get enough hype. So the first one I have is her Baked Gelato Vivid Swirl Blush in the shade Rosewater. Let me remove these swatches. I'm just using a washcloth, so. All right, so this is what Rosewater looks like. Isn't that stunning, you guys? Like, I don't know why people aren't like raving about these blushes. I just can't. The next one I have is my all-time favorite from Laura Geller. I've like busted the cap off because I live for this blush. This is in the shade Peach Delight, and it looks super duper crazy in the pan. It is so beautiful. That's Peach Delight. Isn't that so beautiful? My God. I love that all of her blushes have like a sheen about them. It just makes your skin, you guys, look so beautiful, especially in like spring and summer. I've picked up most of these during the Ulta 21 Days of Beauty sales. They usually always have Laura Geller blushes, so keep your eyes out. The next one I have is Tropic Hues, and it looks like this. They all have like that veining or marbling effect. So this is Tropic Hues. If you guys don't want a Laura Geller blush after this video, I don't know. They're just so beautiful. I don't know. All right, the next one is Pink Grapefruit. I think this is my newest one during the last Ulta 21 Days. So that's Pink Grapefruit. That's my least favorite of all of them. And then the last one I have is Pink Buttercream. I've talked about these so many times. You guys are probably so sick of hearing it, but I just can't. So those are my Laura Geller blushes. I mean, can we just take a moment? How stunning. I can't. They're so beautiful. All right, so the next two I have are the Anastasia Blush Trios. We've seen these like 1,000 times already because I got them for gratis. They're in my gratis hauls, so you can check those out if you want further detail. I love them. I think they're totally worth the $30. I would like to have all of them, to be honest. I think the next one I'm gonna pick up is going to be Peachy Love, I believe is the name. It's the one that everybody talks about. So this one here is Pink Passion. I'm just gonna swatch it out for you because I don't think I swatched them in my original videos. The packaging is super beautiful. I love how they have different compacts for like different skin tones or preferences. That one didn't come out very good. Let me do that again. And I just think that there's a little bit for everyone. So this is Pink Passion, and this one is Cocktail Party. Sorry guys, my lighting. Cocktail Party, Pink Passion. I much prefer Pink Passion over Cocktail Party, but nonetheless, I think they're beautiful. This one here is just a super duper light wash. If you're super fair, this would probably work out perfectly for you. This coral is stunning. This one here is probably it's my least favorite. I'm not really sure what to do with that one, like bronzer, contour situation. And then these, I love all of these. This is the blush that I have on today. I've had my makeup on since 7, you guys. I'm sorry. It's probably looking a little rough, but I usually do my filming after work. So it's starting to get a little late. It's also really rainy here, so I'm sorry if it's kind of dark. All right, and then I have the NARS blush in the shade Deep Throat. I hate that they named it that. It is such an obnoxious name. I hate saying it, but nonetheless, it's one of my most favorite high-end blushes. I love this shade. I just think it is so beautiful. I prefer this one over Orgasm, honestly. When I purchased a NARS blush, I chose this one. Like, I just gravitated more towards this one. It does have a little bit of a gold sort of reflect to it, but I just think it's such a flattering shade. I love it. And I do love the NARS formula. They are spendy. I mean, $30, you really don't get a whole lot of product, especially when you compare it to like the Anastasia ones. I don't know if I would purchase another NARS blush without like a good discount, because I just feel like you just don't get a lot of product, you know? I mean, you only get 4.8 grams. In the Anastasia one, you get actually you only get 3 grams in this blush trio. That's kind of surprising. 11 ounces, 0.16 ounces. So yeah, you actually do get more blush in this. I don't know why. It just seems so deceiving. Like, it just doesn't seem like you get a lot of product. Is it just me? I mean, I guess I just proved myself wrong right here in my own video for you guys, live in front of the world. But I don't know. I just feel like they're really spendy. And in reality, they're not. I don't know. What do you guys think? Give me your feedback. All right, and then the last 3 high-end blushes I have are all from Tarte Cosmetics. The first one is in Parte. It's the it was the birthday gift last year at Sephora. I think this is such a pretty blush. When I first got it, I was like, well, that doesn't look like anything. And that's kind of how I feel about all of the Tarte blushes. I feel like they really come to life when you actually apply them. Like, just in the pan, I find that they often look pretty mundane, but when you swatch them out, they're really beautiful. The next one I have, and this was the first one I ever got, and this is in the shade Glisten. The one downfall to Tarte products is I feel like you hit hard pan pretty easily on Tarte products. So you do kind of have to scrape layers from time to time, but these layer beautifully and they wear incredibly. And then the last one I have is in Sensual. I did receive this in gratis. Again, when I saw this, I was like, what is that? Is that even a blush? But it is. It's a really subtle, very natural, very slight wash of color. I mean, obviously these are not as punchy and pigmented as most of my other blushes, but again, I kind of like that. I kind of like having that option, you know? I just know that when I go in with my Tarte blushes, I just have to pick up more on the brush. I mean, they do build up and they do wear for hours, and they are pretty. I mean, when you swatch them out, they're beautiful. So that's it, you guys. That's my high-end blush collection. I hope you found it helpful and informative. I will be coming at you with my top 3 drugstore and top 3 high-end, just to further clarify which ones I would really spend my money on. And that's it. I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.